Bailey wants to go. This is like the before shot of Jeremy's Bronco here. Nice and clean, with dogs giving me the stink eye look because they're not going with. Hello, I'm David Gray, and I'm heading out on the second trip of the 2022 season. I'm heading out with Jeremy, all things outdoors. I'll give you a link to his channel in the description. And we are driving down to the land between the lakes to do a overlanding trip. It's something different for me. Last year I did the canoe trip in the Boundary Waters, so I'm kind of expanding my horizons a little bit. And I think I might like overlanding when Jeremy described it to me. We get to drive in this vehicle instead of using our legs to propel us along. We get to eat real food for every meal. We get to use chairs, lawn chairs, whatever we want to do, and basically doing car camping for a few days. Weather-wise, it's going to be absolutely outstanding. I think we're going to be down here for 3 days. I think every day is going to be 80 degrees and sunny with low temperatures at night, probably in the lower 60s, upper 50s, basically perfect sleeping weather. Couldn't ask for anything more in late April here. I'm not really sure what we're going to actually be doing or where we're going to be going. I don't think Jeremy really knows either. So it's going to be a little bit of an exploration, which is absolutely just fine with me. I'm looking forward to it. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this. I don't know what to expect. Apparently they've got some tornado damage and some turkey hunters that we have to contend with. But we'll figure it out when we get down there. And with that, let's get this 6.5 hour drive down to the land between the lakes, where we're going to be meeting up with Chris, YouTube channel That Hiking Guy. Let's get it going. There was some tornado damage down here. I wonder how much trouble that's going to give us as we're wandering these back roads here. Well, here's what we're driving in as we try to find Clay Bay and our meetup with Chris. More signs that tornado damage. Wow. Well, our first little adventure. There's a cemetery up here, so Jeremy goes, let's go see it. First little off-roading adventure here. All right. Well, it didn't take long to get here, but there's a cemetery. Probably won't be the last one we see. We are approaching what we think is our campsite on roads that have been a little gnarlier than what we've been driving, but right up ahead, I don't know if you can see it, but that is the lake, Kentucky Lake. So hopefully we're in the right place, but I think we're getting to our camp spot for the night.
Oh, we got the lake all the way up to us. The lake's kind of high.
But I think this is our home for the night. Huh? Wasn't sure what I was expecting. I guess this is it. So Jeremy gave me this Buck Shack Red Blend, apparently aged in bourbon bottles, red wine. Looking forward to trying that, but I thought the bottle was pretty darn cool. Well, we've got camp all set up. We're on Clay Bay, really peaceful little spot with all kinds of gentle nature sounds that I think will actually be kind of soothing for sleeping tonight. Chris is going to get in a little bit late tonight. I think he's just getting going. He didn't get out of work till late, so he's going to be rolling in well after dark. But we will have a fire going. We're going to get some sort of dinner going here. We're basically car camping, so we've got a big old 2-burner stove and all the fixings, so that'll be kind of fun. Home for the night, got my home for the night. Jeremy's going to be sleeping in his Bronco. I think Chris has got some sort of an elaborate cabin-like tent that attaches to the back of his truck, so they're all set. But get my stuff in here, a sleeping bag and everything, and get going on the evening activities. This is the thing with overlanding. You got to let the air out of your tires. We're going down to 20 pounds, right?
Yep.
And the purpose of this is to give you a little smoother ride and also to give you a little better traction. Tires are a little softer. They take up more of the road surface, I imagine.
Yeah.
The lighting of the fire. Well, you got the real fire starter in there, so we ought to get something going here.
Yeah, well, I figured this stuff burns quick anyway, so.
All right, you can see my role in this whole thing. And don't say it. I know you're thinking, yeah, I'm seeing a common theme here. Every trip, he's sitting in the lawn chair sipping bourbon while somebody's doing work cutting firewood.
Do what you're good at.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Fair. That's a fair assessment.
Like Johnny Quest was like in a setting like this, like foggy little woods.
The overfilled lake coming
Monster,
up to the
yeah,
campsite.
with the swamp monster coming out of the woods, and they were trying to get away from these like swamp things, sort of things. That goes back to like the 60s. Like, they don't make cartoons like that anymore. That was like classic cartoon genre. Johnny Quest. Remember, go look for it, man. It was awesome.
I'll have to do that.
But this is a Johnny Quest setting. The frogs and the crickets and everything in the background. The soundtrack was just like this.
Oh. Yeah, I could have brought some skewers. I don't know why. Of all the things, that would have been easy to pack.
Big old fat stick in the woods is just fine with me. Chris, that hiking guy, has arrived. In about 3 seconds, he's gotten his Gazelle tent set up. Note to self, look into Gazelle tents, because I really want one of these things.
And that doesn't gather water in the center? Does it have like a pole that is... You're not that bad. Okay. Honestly. And I've seen, like, some of the roads, like, there's not a lot of them, but some of the roads, they have those wooden gates. I assume those are the ones shut off for turkey hunting?
Yeah, I think Ginger Bay is shut off.
Looks like we got some early morning drone action going on here.
Yeah, I want to get the sun.
That's beautiful. Very cool. Getting the day started right. Jeremy is trying to corrupt me here with no Dunkin' Donuts. We're doing Hilltop Packs coffee.
That's right.
And we are looking very forward to this coffee right now.
It's percolated.
In a percolator. This is the perks of the overlanding.
What do you think? Can you get used to this?
I could get used to this. It's very nice. Good morning. Welcome to the second day of the trip and our first day of actually overlanding. I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but that's going to be pretty exciting. And we've got the percolator coffee going, and Jeremy's cooking bacon in the frying pan, and I think I could get used to this. It's starting out as an absolutely magnificent day. There isn't a cloud in the sky. Temperatures right now are probably in the upper 50s, so it's pretty comfortable, and it's going to get up into the 80s, which is a little bit warm. But the beautiful thing about overlanding is we can just turn the air conditioner on in the Bronco if we get a little too warm. So with that, let's go over and see how Jeremy's doing with our percolator coffee and get this second day of the trip started. Oh yeah, I think I could get used to this. Smell is unbelievable. Very, very nice. Wow. Oh man. Percolated coffee. It's probably hot. It's really hot. And a little piece of bacon. Nah, I could definitely get used to this. There you go. The next course. There's still some bacon left over there, and there's still some coffee in the percolator. Now we're on to the eggs. Oh, never want to go backpacking again.
I'm sorry, YouTube.
We are pretty much geared up and ready to drive away, I guess. It's a little different approach to things than a backpacking trip. We're going to go get Jeremy's brand new Bronco all muddy. Get going on day number 2 here. Just getting packed up after a really yummy breakfast. See what adventures await.
We're ready to roll.
Get this little adventure started on day number 2 and see what we got to do.
Oh, well, looky there.
How's that?
There's no roof over our head. Oh, that's cool. I can do this sort of thing while my dad. I like this a lot. A little interesting one to get started. Really cool. It's an iron furnace from back in 1850 or so. Little touristy stop to get the day started. Alright, so this is a road. Doesn't look like a road to me, but this is what we're doing. I think we're going to get a little muddy on this one. Oh boy.
Yeah, I haven't recorded much.
So this one requires a little reconnaissance before we try it. If we're going to try it. Just don't try this at home, kids. Well, that was exciting. That, kids, is overlanding. Amazing. Nicely done.
Next time I'll use 4-wheel drive.
Now we came back here to visit one of these cemeteries. They're all over on this road, just this one road out here. There were 6 different ones. Another quick cemetery stop. This is the Nun Cemetery, and you can see beyond Jeremy there, this one actually kind of overlooks Barkley Lake. I think this is what they call the end of the road. Barkley Lake. So this is the home site. It's kind of an interpretive center. They got interpreters in some of these buildings, I guess, that play the role from the 1850s.
The main house is where the farmer and his wife would have slept along with little ones. So ones that were too little to climb up the stairs on their own. We have 2 storage rooms upstairs. And so we don't call them bedrooms, we call them rooms with beds. And that's where you would store your farmhands, your children at night.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm kind of overloading it a little bit at the moment, so we'll see if it heats up. And this kettle that I'm using, it will drop down into the hole.
Oh.
In the top of the stove.
Here's the scene with the not so historic ambiance of the lawnmowers and weed whacker, but man, is this cool or what? I don't think we're going any further this way.
Got to reroute.
Yeah, that's the end of this road. Yeah, it's getting fun now. Kind of hard to hold the camera steady.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's what we're doing. That's one way to get the tires cleaner. Well, this should be interesting.
The only thing I'm worried about is it's so slippery, this clay. sliding down sideways. I think, because normally I would put my tires into that wall. Yeah. And 2 tires here and just straddle it. Chris.
What was that? You said you didn't come here to say no?
I did come here to say no.
Famous last words. Like, here, watch this.
This is, I really want 2 tires in this.
This is what you do on these sketchy ones. Gotta plan it out in advance. Somehow I don't think my Saab would be able to handle this very well. Oh, you're real good on that side.
You're gonna slide here. All right, you're sliding into the rock. Start turning passenger. Start turning driver.
Nicely done.
Let's start a Patreon. If I run over my GoPro, I can replace it.
There you go. Yeah, passenger.
Our next little adventure here is the elk and bison prairie. It's a herd of elk and a herd of bison. We're gonna go see. Wow. That's pretty neat.
We're not supposed to get out of the car, but I'm really tempted.
Next little adventure here is a herd of elk over in those trees in the distance, and over there across the pond is a whole herd of elk.
Camp pretty much set up, and we're trying to figure out getting a tarp. It's like 82 degrees and humid. We're trying to figure out a way to get a little bit of shade in our spot. We're all set up at Sugar Bay, which is the same campsite we were at for the Land Between the Lakes hike in January of 21. Quite a day. We got a lot of stuff done today, and so we decided to call it a day and come back here and relax a little bit and do some things around camp. Really start to the nighttime festivities.
Well, we're making good use of your tarp.
Yeah.
Definitely is a lot more comfortable under here than it is when you walk out in the sun.
Is it?
I just went over
Good.
to get my camera. It's like,
Dinner tonight is something Jeremy calls Paco's Pizza, which looks a lot like a quesadilla to me.
It's going to be a lot like a quesadilla.
Taco meat and Velveeta cheese between 2 tortillas, you see there, and you go wrong with that. Starting to look really good. It's also starting to smell really good.
I'll take one for the team here. Oh, wow. That'll work just fine.
Good, good.
Another example of why we love overlanding trips.
Yeah, that's the best part. This is so good, and then I still have chili dogs to look forward to.
Yes, yes, you will be in the chili dog club.
Nice. Nice.
Hey, look at the color.
Yeah, that's a nice chunk of wood there.
Face of makeup on because you can't find her.
Yeah, it's been burning in the same spot for a while. Maybe I didn't need the fire starter.
Yeah, that's what we need when it's like 85 degrees out.
I know.
Nice hot fire. I don't know if you can see those Asian carp jumping over there by that boat. I think that's why they're going over there, is to look at that.
He's making memories with those kids that
Yeah.
they will enjoy for life.
Oh, and they get to be part of the videos. I talked to Justin. I kind of want to do the whites in the winter.
It's like doing northern Minnesota in the winter.
I literally was planning on doing pictured rock. The blizzard was coming in. I still was going to do it with goat. And Justin wasn't going to come in because they weren't sure about, can you get there with the roads? I mean, everything was up in the air. Only we were going to try to do the whole thing on skis.
Good morning. Welcome to day number 3 of the trip, day number 2 of overlanding. It is once again an absolutely spectacular day. There is not a cloud in the sky. Temperature is about 65 degrees. It's going up into the low to mid 80s today, so another smoking hot day. This day is going to be more of the same. I think a combination of little sightseeing, touristy type stuff, and then going to look for some what we call good roads, which we found out we really probably should call bad roads, because We asked a lady for some directions to some of the better roads, and I think she thought she meant the paved ones or the ones that weren't the ones that we were looking for. We're going to go over towards the other side and continue our way farther north, which is the way we have to get out of here to go back home. Well, there's a dam over there, there's what's called Hotel California, the Vampire Castle, or something else, a whole bunch of little sightseeing things. But we're going to get the day started with some, not Dunkin' Donuts coffee, it's a Hilltop coffee in the percolator, which I have no complaints about. That's what we had yesterday morning, and it was fantastic. And I'm sure Jeremy has a real breakfast of pancakes and eggs and bacon and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm getting used to this overlanding stuff really, really fast, but getting going on the third day of the trip. Hilltop packs coffee. It's not Dunkin' Donuts, but it's pretty darn tasty. Might be trying some new things here, like overlanding. Ah, percolator makes it plenty hot, Jeremy. And compliments of Ben at Hilltop Packs Coffee. We're drinking the Happy Camper brand. It's actually not compliments of Ben, it's compliments of Jeremy, but Ben made it. So very, very tasty stuff. Go out and get yourself some. Alright, looks like breakfast this morning is pancakes or a crepe. I can't tell which.
This is a new experience for me. Is like cooking.
It's like experimental breakfast, but we have backup. We have eggs and a bunch of other stuff, so. Oh, that's not too bad.
We'll do better on the second one. The first is always an experiment.
Yeah. Little sapjack to go with it. So I am eating the experimental pancake. I'm taking one for the team here. Couldn't wait any longer. Oh man. A little experimental, but still pretty darn tasty. Yummy, yummy. Alright, who needs a stinking fork? Oh man, it's going to be hard to go back to Mountain House after this. We are geared up, ready to go driving around, which is what you do with overlanding. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing today, but that's one of the beauties of overlanding is, at least the way we're doing it, is just kind of like an exploration and adventure. So we'll see what we find today, but getting going on day number 3. Okay, this is one of those, what's wrong with this picture? Jeremy wants me to drive, so... Okay, here we go. So I'm doing the driving this morning. I don't know how long he's going to tolerate that. Getting going on day number 3. Should be an adventure. We're on the road for day number 3. Chris is in the lead to start here. And I'm driving. It's so beautiful back here, though. We're surrounded by the lake. We're on some little peninsula above the lake. Very pretty back here with the early spring foliage coming out.
I'll pull up, we'll hook it to the front of we'll just drag it out of the way. We drag logs out of woods to cut them up versus cut them in the woods.
Oh, I want to get this on video. This is going to be great. This is really fun. It's kind of also nice knowing it's not my very expensive vehicle that we're out here with, but this is pretty cool doing this. This is a lot of fun, and it's just a gorgeous day in the woods to be doing it. So we're going to pull this log out of the way.
Just go back, slow, nice and easy. Okay, four high. Up, good there. Just go back, slow, nice and easy. Okay, four high. Up, good there.
Well, I think that one might be a little harder to move. I think we've reached the end of this road. We'll probably turn around right here. Plus we got a nice little pond right there. So this is what you do when you reach one of these obstacles, is you don't give up.
Get the straps!
We're trying to figure out how to get around it. But somebody actually did try to get around it, and it doesn't look like they were able to. So now this might be the end of this road for us. That looks a little mucky.
too much over on this side because I think you'll bottom out.
This is what
here.
overlanding's all about.
So if you
It's
come
kind of like
right
you're
through
solving a
here-
puzzle. This is what we're facing.
We'll see when David goes through it what this looks like. I'm just worried about coming up, hitting on your one up. Good. Okay, you're gonna start coming down on your passenger side, nice and easy. Oh. Nice. Okay, good. Keep coming straight. You're crushing it. Yeah. Nicely done.
We're trying to figure out if this is a car swallowing pond. And I guess we're gonna find out. If it starts, let me keep
Oh, too cool! I don't think you want to do that with the window open.
I would go beyond that last pond.
I'm kind of actually worried about that pond
Oh, okay.
because I'm seeing a pretty steep bank on that backside.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't come here to say no, but but we'll check it out. Just go slow. If it starts to get too deep, I'll back you out. Ooh. Ooh. No, we're going to go through it, but I'm going to have you back up. It might get a little messy. Yeah, you just sunk about 18 inches deep. That's what I'm worried about.
One of those humorous moments. That is, in fact, a road. It looks like part of the lake, but we could go down that way. In fact, right here on the map, that road is that little side thing that we talked about going down there. And then in front of us isn't a whole heck of a lot better. Keep going straight.
Yeah, let's put a couple tires in and see what happens.
There you go.
Keep going. Yep, keep going. That was good.
Was a little deep. You couldn't tell, but that was a little deep. And that was. I don't think Chris is going to do that one.
I don't think so
He
either.
saw that one.
When your stomach drops when you go into
For
it.
those of you venturing out here, this is in fact a road. This is Forest Service Road 330. Are we going to go that way or are we going to skip it?
You know my answer.
Okay, I think we're actually going to do that. Well, we probably ought to set up a camera if we are, but we'll go give it a shot.
And it keeps sinking into the...
Oh, that would have been really good.
No, that's all right. I'm aware of it now.
So we can go up there though.
Yeah, that I really, really want to go through.
I'm willing.
I know, I just don't want to get muddy.
You've already said you're the one who's going to be hooking the tow strap up if we get stuck.
Maybe we let Chris go first and get up ahead.
All right.
Straight. Good. Keep going straight. Okay. Hey, David, go ahead and put it in neutral and 4 low. We're not going to take any chances. We're going to throw everything at it right now. See if it walks out. If you're in 4 low, go ahead and hit the front lockers too. All right, I'm there. All right, go ahead and put it in drive. It's going to be a lower gear, so it's going to be real slow and hopefully slow and steady. That's a machine, man. I'm telling you. Go, driver. Oh, drive. Give it some gas. All right, hold on. Back out.
Okay, hold on.
Woo! Go ahead and try to keep backing up a little bit, nice and controlled. Yeah, you leave it where you're at. What do you think?
Adventure.
I
I'm waiting to see how we get out of this. So
This is that 5%.
this is I'm 95% sure we're going to be able to get through this. Well, what about the other 5%, Jeremy? This is the other 5%. This is Energy Lake, and we're crossing Energy Lake Dam, Earth Dam in the middle of this lake. There's a campground, I think, on the other side that we may be able to, maybe they have a camp store. We can get a couple goodies we need, like some paper towels. Found a place to take a shower. That felt really good. So that's just what we needed after our little adventure this morning. We're back in tourist mode. This is the center furnace. And then right up the hill over there is the nature station. That's our next stop. We needed a little rest and recovery time after our trauma this morning on the trails. So we're doing a little touristy stuff and then we'll get back at it. This is the educational portion of today's program. This is a purple martin sanctuary. They're like apparently really good birds because they kill all kinds of nasty insects. They only live in human provided structures like this one. These little man-made gourd things, and they want everybody to put up these little gourds. We're at the nature center. It's kind of like a cool little zoo sort of structure thing out in the woods. A coyote's in there somewhere. Oh, there he is. Wow. There's the setting. Doing the touristy stuff right now, getting off the muddy trails and relaxing for a moment.
Letting the pulse come down.
Yeah, bald eagle in there. Wow, this is pretty cool.
I don't think the turkey is too happy with me. Face only a mama could love. It's a thing of like, stay away from me. I'm gonna do all my feathers like this.
He's like, yeah, my gizzard's bigger than yours.
I think he's pissed at me. I think he's trying to keep us away from the female turkey down there. That
You got red eyes.
it's because he's pissed.
You got attitude. He's nice.
All right, we're trying to find Hotel California. Just like an old abandoned house for, I think, like one of the last residents of this area. We think it's down this way. It's unmarked road. Not even shown on any map. Well, we found a structure, but we are pretty sure that is not the Hotel California. Jeremy's checking it out. The road continues, so we could keep going that way if I'm hearing Chris saying this isn't it. So I think we're going to a different spot. All right, so that wasn't Hotel California. We now know where the Hotel California is, and we're on Forest Road 112, which takes us to 120, which takes us a little ways down to an unmarked road, which is what we were looking for. And that's the road Hotel California is on. It's a beautiful day to be lost in the woods. Monster tornadoes came through Kentucky about a month and a half ago, and that's what these are. You can see they suffered some damage from it, so hopefully we'll be able to make it out here. I'm not sure if they've done maintenance to clear the trees or not, but it sure looks like it. We haven't run into any obstacles yet. So that's what a tornado does to a full-size tree when it takes it off. I remember seeing damage like that on the Knobstone Trail after the tornado hit it. I came down this road and came to these things, and apparently this place is known as like the graffiti capital of the world. And there's a pretty well-worn hiking path here, so we think we're in the right place, but we gotta walk a little ways. Hotel California. All right, so I have now formally filed a protest, a trip protest. There was to be no foot traffic on this trip, and we are actually walking. So I have filed a grievance with the Overlanding Union. I wasn't going to do any of this. I may never do any of this ever again.
Oh, God.
Walking with my feet, because I really like driving around. I really like eating real food and drinking ice cold beer. And it's also like 85 degrees and 100% humidity, and nobody knows how long we're walking. Welcome to the Hotel California.
at least the land between the lakes version of it. That's a pretty trippy thing to find out here in the middle of the boonies.
At least they clean up after themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we could flip this house. It's a hot spot for people to come in and obviously paint. Because it's
Paint and party.
Some really good philosophical phrases over here. Your mom is gay like you.
One thing we're noticing, which is kind of interesting here, is there's lots of very deep philosophical discussion on the walls, but not a lot of profanity. It seems like they're keeping it clean, even though it's not really deep.
I just want to play like this.
We should have brought our own paint.
I mean,
That looks like it was almost a garage right there.
I think it was.
Found our camp for the night, the Twin Lakes Backcountry Campground. Certainly not ideal, but it's perfectly sufficient for one of these trips. Ooh, the lefty. Ooh, perfect little kindling.
It's a hard
Oh, that's
target.
not too small. You guys are trying to split like a 1-inch piece of wood.
I got it.
Well, I found my home for the night, and it is definitely a room with a view. And that is probably one of my best triplex setups yet. Sort of looks like a Z-Packs commercial a little bit. Well, I think the overlanding portion of our trip is finished, and really all that remains are some of Jeremy's chili dogs, and then packing up in the morning and getting on the road. So I think I'm going to end the video here. It's a little different with an overlanding trip. It's pretty obvious on a backpacking trip. I show up back at the car and the trip is over, but overlanding trip's not quite so simple. We're not really going to be doing anything more in the backcountry because we're just going to get out of here tomorrow. So with that, the second trip of the 2022 season, the Land Between the Lakes Overlanding, is in the books. I had no idea what to expect going into this trip. I didn't know anything about overlanding or what the plan was for the trip, but I'll tell you what, it blew away any expectations that I had. The overlanding portion of the trip was just a blast. We got into all kinds of adventures, all kinds of mischief, all kinds of trouble. We got ourselves out of all kinds of trouble, and it was just a lot of fun trying to figure out how to get yourself through some of those situations. And in addition to the overlanding portion of the trip, we also did just enough touristy type of things to kind of break it up and give us a nice mix. The homestead on the first day, the elk and bison range, the nature center today, and then the 2 furnaces that we visited. But in addition to that, just the whole idea about having all the food, you could have real food and cold beers and all the water you can drink and all the amenities, it just made for a really pleasant, relaxing trip. Land Between the Lakes Overlanding, April of 2022. It was a great 3 days with Jeremy and Chris. It's a great time in Jeremy's brand new Bronco, and it was also a great drive.